The West Philippine Sea is a flashpoint where global interests collide. China's sweeping nine-dash-line claim overlaps with the exclusive economic zones of the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, and Brunei. Trillions in trade pass through these waters, making control here a matter of global consequence. Once a commons for fishermen, the sea is now a militarized zone. China has transformed reefs into artificial islands, bristling with runways and missile systems, unsinkable outposts projecting power. Filipino fishing boats face daily harassment, chased from their own waters by Chinese Coast Guard and maritime militia. Water cannons, ramming, and intimidation are routine, designed to assert control without open conflict. The pressure is relentless, testing the resolve of smaller nations and their allies, especially the United States. This is not just a local dispute, it's a microcosm of a shifting world order. The Philippines stands on the front line, its long coastline exposed to every provocation. Each incident, blocked supply runs, diplomatic protests, adds to the complexity and anxiety. The sea is no longer just a source of food, it's a crucible for sovereignty and national identity. Geography has made the Philippines a crucial player in this contest. The stakes are high, and every move is watched by the world. The West Philippine Sea is now a test of will, law, and power. For the Philippines, the challenge is existential. The outcome here will shape the region's future. In 2013, the Philippines challenged China's claims at the Permanent Court of Arbitration. The case centered on the nine-dash-line, which the Philippines argued had no basis under UNCLOS. Both countries are signatories to this treaty, which defines maritime rights and boundaries. In July 2016, the tribunal ruled decisively for the Philippines. China's nine-dash-line was declared unlawful. None of the Spratly features could generate an exclusive economic zone. The ruling affirmed the Philippines' rights to its own waters. China rejected the decision outright, refusing to participate or comply. This left the Philippines with a legal victory but no means to enforce it. International law depends on voluntary compliance. When a major power refuses, the system is tested. The ruling became a powerful legal and moral tool, even if it didn't change realities on the water. It gave the Philippines international legitimacy and rallied support from allies like the US, Japan, and Australia. The decision shifted the dispute from raw power politics to a question of legal compliance. While China ignored the outcome, the ruling remains a cornerstone of the Philippines' diplomatic position. It's a clear line in the sand law versus might. The world took notice, and the legal landscape was fundamentally changed. The fight for the West Philippine Sea now had a new dimension, one grounded in international law. China's gray zone tactics dominate the West Philippine Sea. These are coercive actions, blockades, harassment, swarming by Coast Guard and maritime militia that stop short of open war. The China Coast Guard and hundreds of militia vessels, disguised as fishing boats, encircle Philippine-held features like a Yungin Shoal. They block resupply missions, use water cannons, and risk dangerous collisions. The psychological toll is heavy, designed to wear down Filipino resolve. China's maritime militia, often steel-hulled trawlers, anchor near disputed reefs for weeks, asserting presence without fishing. Their numbers overwhelm the Philippines' limited naval assets, making it hard for local fishermen to work. Each act of intimidation, if unanswered, strengthens China's de facto control. The strategy is slow, patient, and incremental, changing the status quo one step at a time. A military response risks escalation, but inaction cedes ground. This is the genius of the gray zone. It paralyzes decision-making and exploits the limits of conventional deterrence. The Philippines is forced to innovate, seeking ways to counter aggression without sparking war. The pressure is constant, the stakes high. China's campaign is a test of endurance and strategy. The world watches how the Philippines responds. The outcome will set a precedent for maritime disputes everywhere. For the Philippines, the West Philippine Sea is about survival. Its rich fishing grounds feed millions and sustain coastal communities. Chinese harassment denies access, threatening food security and livelihoods. Beneath the sea lie untapped reserves of oil and gas, potential game changers for the economy. Chinese intimidation has stalled exploration, keeping these resources out of reach. The sea lanes are vital for trade. Any disruption would cripple the economy. Control of these waters is about sovereignty, the right to exist free from coercion. If the Philippines cannot defend its exclusive economic zone, it sets a dangerous precedent for the region. The struggle is not just for territory, but for national dignity and future prosperity. Every confrontation is a test of resolve. The stakes are existential: food, energy, trade, and independence. The world is watching how the Philippines defends its rights. The outcome will shape the nation's destiny. The fight is for more than water, it's for the soul of the country. Facing growing threats, the Philippines launched a sweeping military modernization. For decades, the Navy relied on outdated ships, ill-suited for modern maritime challenges. The Horizon program marked a strategic shift, building a credible deterrent not by matching China, ship for ship, but through asymmetric defense. The goal: make any aggression costly and risky for would-be adversaries. New acquisitions like the BRP Jose Rizal and BRP Antonio Luna brought missile capability and extended patrol reach. These ships signaled a new era, but persistent Chinese pressure showed more was needed. The Navy required vessels tailored for the West Philippine Sea, fast, well-armed, and technologically advanced. This realization drove the push for a new class of warship, designed to assert control and protect national interests. The modernization is about more than hardware, it's a statement of intent. The Philippines is no longer content to be a passive bystander. The Navy's transformation is central to defending sovereignty. The next step would redefine Philippine naval power. The stage was set for a game-changing arrival. November 24, 2025, the Philippines unveils the Alvarez-Class warships. The lead ship, BRP Vicente Alvarez, marks a new era for the Navy and the nation. Purpose-built for Philippine needs, these corvettes are not hand-me-downs. They're modern, multi-role, anti-stain, and read and formidable. The Alvarez-class balances capability and cost, offering credible deterrence and persistent presence. Agile and well-armed, these ships are ideal for the complex waters of the West Philippine Sea. International collaboration brought advanced technology and design. The Alvarez-class is a direct answer to China's gray zone tactics: fast, maneuverable, and ready to respond. Their presence changes the risk calculation for any aggressor. Harassing a patrol boat is one thing, facing a missile-armed corvette is another. These ships embody the spirit of the 2016 arbitral ruling, backing law with muscle. The commissioning of BRP Vicente Alvarez is more than ceremony, it's a declaration of intent. The Philippines is investing in its own security, signaling resolve to the world. The Alvarez-class is a new shield for the Republic. The nation is ready to defend its waters for generations to come. The Alvarez-class corvettes give the Philippine Navy a decisive edge. Armed with advanced surface-to-surface and air defense missiles, they can deter and engage threats from afar. Their layered defenses protect against missiles, aircraft, and drones, crucial in contested waters. Modern radar and electronic warfare suites allow early detection and jamming of enemy systems. Speed and endurance let these ships patrol vast areas, respond rapidly, and stay at sea longer. A single corvette can monitor and protect large swathes of the West Philippine Sea. These ships form the core of a new naval strategy, working with frigates, patrol vessels, and aircraft. They can lead task groups, protect civilian activities, and back up the Coast Guard. The Alvarez-class brings strategic depth the Philippines has long needed. Their presence is a visible, persistent deterrent. They demonstrate resolve and capability to allies and adversaries alike. The operational impact is immediate and profound. The Philippines now has the tools to defend its maritime domain. The Alvarez-class warships send shockwaves through the Indo-Pacific. For allies like the US, this is a welcome sign of Philippine commitment to self-defense. The new ships strengthen alliances and enable more complex joint exercises and patrols. Regional partners, Japan, Australia, South Korea, see this as a boost to collective security. The Alvarez-class enhances interoperability and encourages greater ASEAN cooperation. Other claimant states may accelerate their own modernization in response. China will criticize the move, calling it provocative, but behind the rhetoric, its planners must reassess. The days of operating without risk are over. The new ships introduce uncertainty and deterrence into the equation. The region is no longer passively accepting a new order. The balance of power is shifting, if only slightly. The Philippines' resolve is clear for all to see. The message: the status quo will be challenged. The Alvarez-class is just the beginning. Their true value depends on skilled crews, wise leadership, and sustained investment. Building a modern navy is a long-term commitment. Training, maintenance, and future acquisitions are essential. The ships must anchor a larger, more capable fleet for decades to come. The new deterrent could raise tensions, but it also creates space for diplomacy. Stability comes from credible defense, not weakness. For Filipino fishermen, these ships offer hope and protection. The real victory is not in battle, but in the freedom to live and work in peace. The West Philippine Sea's future remains uncertain, but the Philippines has chosen strength and self-reliance. The Alvarez-Class is a symbol of resilience and resolve. They stand watch over the nation's waters, a new shield for the Republic. The long watch has begun. The world is watching what comes next.